Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. The Chrisley family has long been a fixture in the world of reality television and celebrity culture, but in the latest installment of their revived podcast series, Chrisley Confessions 2.0, Todd and Julie Chrisley take their audience deeper into their personal truths than ever before. Episode 12 of the series, aptly titled Setting the Record Straight, became less of a casual conversation and more of a declaration of resilience, honesty, and perspective. For years, the couple has been defined by headlines that often painted them in ways that felt one-dimensional or incomplete. In this episode, they set out to reclaim their narrative and give their supporters the opportunity to hear their voices in unfiltered form. The Chrisleys, who first captivated viewers with their blend of humor, strict parenting, family unity, and Southern charm, have faced some of the toughest battles of their lives in recent years. With legal troubles, prison sentences, and a flurry of rumors surrounding their family's private lives, the pressure has been immense. But episode 12 of Chrisley Confessions 2.0 was not built on sensationalism. Instead, it provided a rare window into how Todd and Julie see themselves in contrast to the public's perception. Their goal was clear. They wanted to strip away the gossip, correct the misinformation, and explain their journey in their own words. The episode begins with the couple acknowledging how difficult it has been to sit silently while the media has dissected every detail of their lives. For Todd, known for his sharp wit and unyielding personality, the idea of silence was unnatural, yet he admitted that there were times when speaking out would have compromised their legal cases or created more problems than it solved. Now, however, as they settle into the next chapter of their lives, Todd and Julie explained that it was essential to speak their truth with clarity and intention. Julie, with her calming presence and nurturing tone, emphasized that while the family has endured pain, they have also found incredible strength in one another. She described how faith has been at the center of their survival, noting that prayer and scripture became their guiding lights during the darkest days. The theme of family is a constant thread throughout the podcast, but episode 12 took that theme to a higher level. Todd spoke passionately about his children, recognizing both the struggles they faced and the way they rallied together in moments of crisis. He explained that being under constant scrutiny forced them to grow up faster than most families would ever experience, but it also taught them resilience. Savannah, Chase, Grayson, and even young Chloe were all mentioned in the context of how the family has worked to shield them from negativity while still preparing them for the realities of fame and scandal. The inclusion of Nanny Faye, the beloved matriarch of the Chrisley clan, reminded listeners of the humor and heart that have always been a part of their story, even in times of turmoil. But what makes Setting the Record Straight resonate so strongly is not only the focus on family, but also the unapologetic tone Todd and Julie take when confronting lies and half-truths. Todd directly addressed some of the misconceptions surrounding their case, reiterating that much of what the public read in tabloids or online comment sections was not reflective of the actual facts. He stopped short of delving into ongoing legal specifics, but his message was clear. Narratives created for headlines rarely align with reality. Julie added that they have learned the importance of separating the noise from the truth, urging their listeners to be discerning about what they believe. This transparency was a reminder that while fame can elevate a family to great heights, it can also reduce them to caricatures when the media strips away complexity. The Chrisleys' determination to dismantle those caricatures was evident throughout the conversation. Another powerful aspect of the episode was how Todd and Julie reflected on personal growth. Todd admitted that he has not always handled challenges with grace, and in moments of reflection, he acknowledged that pride often got in the way of healing. He described how the experience of being torn down publicly forced him to reevaluate what mattered most. In his words, the core of his life has always been faith, family, and truth, but sometimes the noise of success drowned out those values. Julie, meanwhile, shared her perspective as both a wife and a mother navigating unprecedented trials. She expressed how deeply personal the struggles have been for her and how she has leaned into her role as the emotional anchor of the family. For longtime fans, episode 12 offered a glimpse of the couple at their most authentic. Gone were the carefully edited storylines of reality television. In their place was a raw, unscripted exchange filled with emotion, accountability, and perspective. Todd and Julie's willingness to address pain while still finding humor in small moments demonstrated the complexity of their characters. They were not speaking as celebrities chasing relevance, but as human beings trying to rebuild and redefine their future. This sense of authenticity is what makes Chrisley Confessions 2.0 different from its original version. The first iteration of the podcast often focused on lifestyle tips, pop culture commentary, and lighthearted family banter. The revival, however, reflects the weight of their lived experience and the necessity of speaking with intention. Episode 12 in particular highlighted this shift, positioning the podcast less as entertainment and more as a platform for truth-telling and connection. One of the most striking elements of the episode was the couple's discussion of forgiveness. Todd talked about the process of forgiving those who wronged them, whether through malicious intent or careless judgment. He admitted that forgiveness is never easy but insisted that it is necessary for healing. Julie echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that forgiveness does not mean excusing harmful behavior, but rather refusing to let bitterness take root. Their discussion of forgiveness was deeply intertwined with their faith, offering listeners a reminder that grace is central to moving forward. For fans who have followed their journey, this theme of forgiveness was both surprising and inspiring, suggesting that the Chrisleys are not simply focused on clearing their name, but also on cultivating peace within themselves. The episode also touched on the future of the family. Todd hinted at projects they are considering, not as a way to chase the spotlight, but to create meaningful platforms where their voices can be heard on their own terms. He made it clear that storytelling will remain central to their lives, whether through podcasts, books, or television, but the motivation has shifted. Instead of building an empire of celebrity, their goal is to share lessons, foster understanding, and connect with others who have faced similar struggles. Julie, with her characteristic warmth, emphasized that the family's purpose moving forward is not to dwell on the past, but to build something more grounded in truth and compassion. For listeners, setting the record straight became a moment of clarity in a story that has often been clouded by speculation. It reminded the audience that beyond the headlines and legal battles, there are real people grappling with pain, resilience, and the desire to be understood. The Chrisleys' candor was not a plea for sympathy, but a declaration of strength. They wanted their fans to know that despite the storms they have weathered, they remain committed to faith, family, and the pursuit of truth. The legacy of Chrisley Confessions 2.0, particularly through episodes like this, lies in its ability to humanize. For all their fame, Todd and Julie's story is ultimately about love, resilience, and redemption. Episode 12 stands as one of the most important moments in their ongoing journey, a reminder that while the world may attempt to define them, their true identity comes from within. It is a statement of defiance and hope, a proclamation that their story is far from over, and a call to their supporters to listen with open hearts. As the episode closed, listeners were left with the unmistakable sense that the Chrisleys are determined to rise above. They are not asking to erase the past, but to move forward with transparency and integrity. Setting the record straight is more than a podcast title. It is a mission statement. For Todd and Julie Chrisley, it represents the next chapter of a story that has captivated audiences for years, one that now carries deeper meaning, greater humility, and an unshakable faith that the truth will always prevail. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, America Trends 24, and stay with us.